Now let's begin with the background. I'm starting by putting a really good amount of water all around the flower. You don't have to be really precise in covering all the background with water because we are going to use the water mister later. But what I like to do is to put a fair amount of water so the pigment can flow freely. Here I'm using the tip of the brush to get into those corners of the flower. Now I'm going to grab a really good amount of the blue and I'm going to drop it on the wet surface. I have a lot of water in my paper, and since it's going to dry lighter, I'm going to add more pigment to make it darker. Now that I have the base color of the background and it's still wet, I'm going to incorporate pink randomly. Basically, I'm going to use the same colors that I used in the flower to create harmony. I love to create movement with splashes, so I'm going to grab the pink and I'm gonna splash the top. The splashes are out of frame, but bear with me and I'll show you how I make them in other areas. Now I'm going to wash my brush, grab the green and drop it in my wet paper. And I'm not going to mix the colors too much because I don't want to create a gray color between the pink and the green. I am also adding more blue and more water as I think is needed. And here you have the splatters. I add a good amount of water on my brush. I grab the pigment directly from the pan, holding the brush from the top part of the handle and tapping really gently with my index finger in the areas where I want the splatters to go. Now repeating the same process as before, grabbing lots of water, putting it on the paper around the flower and dropping the pigment. I'm going to keep adding pigments here and there, just going with the flow before I start using the water mister. Now I'm going to use the water mister. I'm putting my hand over the flower to cover it from the mist, and I'm going to spray all around the flower just so the pigment flow into it and we avoid these hard edges. I'm going to continue adding splatters and adjusting the pigment so it's not then light when it dries. I changed my brush to size 2 so I can reach those small places. I think I created a really hard line here because the water is drying, so I'm going to use the mister again. I don't think it needs anything else, so I'm gonna snap a picture when it's dried and I'm gonna pop it here. I hope you enjoyed these videos as much as I did, and if you try this painting at home, please share with us on Instagram and tag us. It would be so fun to see your work there. Thank you for joining me and happy painting. I hope to see you soon. Bye.